Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for this movement practice today. We are going to need a prop for today's yoga flow, and that prop is a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you could supplement this instead by using some cushions or a foam roller, but hopefully having something quite nice and supportive while still being a bit soft under your spine will be the best prop of choice. So maybe pause the video to go and grab your prop now. And today's focus is going to be more on our upper body. So we're going to be working through our shoulders, our upper thoracic spine, and connecting that into a bit more whole body movements as well. But our focus will be mostly on the upper body. So our starting position today, we're going to take our bolster or other prop. And we're going to be laying down on our backs with our spine along the bolster here. So you start with your knees bent. You'll find the base of your spine onto the bottom of the bolster, then just slowly relaxing yourselves back here. Now the arms are going to come out nice and wide if that's comfortable for you, allowing this gentle stretch through your pectorals, your chest. Allow the hands to be nice and soft. And if you do need more support through your head, maybe a yoga block or another cushion might feel more comfortable for you. The knees might gently knock in together, gently touching, allowing the soles of the feet to relax down onto the mat. And just gently taking any little micro movements here that you need to get yourself nice and comfortably supported on the bolster. And once you've arrived in this nice, comfortable position, we'll settle into some gentle, slow breaths, allowing yourself to slowly inhale through the nose and exhaling out through either the nose or the mouth, whatever's most comfortable for you. Just taking these first few moments of our practice to ground in, to slow down, and to really tune in to what's happening in your body today. If you'd like a little bit more sensation, you might slide the legs out long now if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, keeping the knees bent here. And feeling into that connection with your prop below you. Can you feel all parts of your spine gently pressing into that support? Can you almost try to find a little bit more length through your spine? So almost like you're being lifted up through the crown of your head and being gently pulled down through the bottom of your spine towards the bottom edge of the mat. Just relaxing here, allowing gravity to just gently work on your body, to open up through the front of the body, the chest, the shoulders, just gently allowing them to soften down towards the earth, allowing them to gently wrap around the bolster or support underneath you. And then nice and slowly, if your legs are extended out long, we're going to gently bend through our knees again, finding the feet flat on the mat. Then choosing whichever side you would like to roll off your bolster onto. And then slowly allowing your legs and your lower back to gently melt off the side of your bolster. And taking your whole body off the bolster, rolling into a little fetal position here, just supported by the earth. Really taking your time, finding everything nice and easefully today. And then gently we're going to move the bolster off the mat. Coming back onto our backs here, you might need to move the bolster out of the way from your sides because we're going to be exploring that range of motion now. So just nice and softly, arms are going to come down by your side. We're going to lift one leg up into tabletop and then the other leg up into tabletop. from here, really connecting your lower back down into the mat. And what I mean by that is oftentimes we'll come into a natural sort of arch where we could even place our hand under our lower back. I'm going to try to connect into our core here, bringing our ribs towards our sit bones or our sit bones towards our ribs, and allowing ourselves to really flatten out, finding all points of contact along our spine, particularly the lower back here. So a little engagement through the core. And with our arms, we're going to bring them out into this sort of T shape. So out a nice long line from our shoulders. And then on our next exhalation, we're going to gently allow the knees to drop over towards the left-hand side of our body. So nice and slow, use your arms here for a bit more support. And allowing your legs to just gently rest down on the mat. Doesn't matter if they're not still in this perfect 90-90, they might have slid down away from you a little bit, just whatever's most comfortable for you. Remembering the focus of today's session is more on your upper body. So we don't need the legs to be in such a perfect intentional position. Then with our beautiful right arm, we're going to see if we can trace a big long circle up above our head while trying to keep our hand on the mat. So stretching your fingertips up above your head all the way over towards your beautiful left arm. And then we're going to reverse again, trying to keep some point of contact with the mat or the earth. We're going to do this 3 times. So taking that shoulder through a nice range of motion here, stretching through the shoulder, the muscles of the arms, the pecs, the lats, all of those muscles in the upper body. Lovely. Bringing that right arm all the way back over, finding that nice long line through your arms again. If you need more support, turn your palms down to support you. Otherwise, palms up might feel a little bit more relaxed. And then on our next inhale, we're going to draw our knees back into center. And we're going to find that position again, really flattening out the lower back onto the mat. Take another inhale. And on the exhale, allowing the knees to drop over to the right-hand side of the body this time. Again, finding the most easeful position of your legs. And we'll take that movement on the other side. So now our left arm is going to reach up above us, all the way over towards our right hand. And stretching it up and over again. So take your time. If the hand comes off the mat at any point, that's fine. We're really just feeling into the motion in your own body. So trying to find a little bit of challenge, but never to the point of pain. Taking that arm back over into that original shape, elongating through the arms. On your next inhale, we'll draw the knees back to center, letting that lower back on the mat again here. And then gently lower down one leg and the other leg. Beautiful. From here, we're going to bring our arms into sort of this shape. So the elbows are coming down again, out in a long line from our shoulders. And our hands are just going to kind of rest here. So I'm not expecting your hands to fully touch down onto the mat. Maybe just your fingertips could if you flex through your wrist. But again, just coming into this gentle openness through the front of the body. Then keeping your triceps or your upper arm stuck down onto the mat, we're just going to move our palms so that they're coming over our elbows, back down towards the mat. And then gently bringing the hands above the elbows. Beautiful. So we might just stay with this for a moment and just feeling into all the muscles that have to activate in order to get that movement happening here. If you want a little bit more, we'll bring the legs back up into tabletop, engaging through your core, pressing lower back down into the mat, and then still coming through this motion here. So my upper arm bones are really stuck down to the mat. I'm not lifting or wiggling through there, but just isolating that movement, coming into this internal and external rotation through the shoulder here. If you like at the end of the movement, you might pause for a moment. You might try to press down into the mat a little bit more at that end range. And then same in the other direction, you might try to press the hands down into the mat a little bit more. A few more just like that. Beautiful. Finishing off this last one here. And then relaxing through your arms back down to wherever is most comfortable for you. We'll bring the feet back down onto the mat. And we'll just take our arms and give ourselves a little hug here. So grabbing onto either your shoulders or your elbows, wherever's most comfortable. And just have a little bit of a rock right to left. So maybe trying to lift one scapula off the mat and then the other. The scapula being those bones behind your shoulders. Beautiful. And from here, let's reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling here. Really spread through your fingers and see if you can almost pick your shoulders up off the mat. So we're reaching the fingers as high up towards the sky as we can, trying to get a little bit of a gap happening behind our upper back. Then doing the opposite, we're going to squeeze the shoulders back behind us, trying to get as much contact of our upper back on the mat. And then again, reaching up, trying to lift your scapula up off the ground. And then grounding them down, really squeezing. Beautiful. Keeping the same level of connection of your shoulders down onto the mat. Keeping that sense of grounding as we bring our arms up above us. Now, what tends to happen is we can flare through our ribs and find that gap under the lower back again. I want you to try and keep that all nice and flat here, no compensation. And then bringing the arms back up, fingertips towards the sky. So we're keeping our scapula down on the mat and we're gently bringing the arms up above us. This might only look like a smaller range of motion. You don't have to go all the way. Just so happens that my bolster is up above me, so I can't quite get all the way down towards the mat. But it wouldn't matter even if I was. We're going for that comfortable range. We're working out all of our body's little compensations here. Beautiful. Once your fingertips come back up towards the sky, let's give the wrists a little circle here. A little circle the other way. Beautiful. And then our next movement, we're going to be taking the spine up off the mat a little bit, but this can be quite intense through your abdominals. So if you do have any sort of conditions here, hernias, anything that doesn't like that pressure, you can just come back to that same focus of the shoulders moving up, and otherwise we'll add on this little extra component. So let's bring the arms up above our head. Take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, allow the arms to come up. You're reaching towards your knees. You curl your chin to chest and you just come up, lifting as many vertebrae off the mat as you can comfortably, and then coming back down. So we're just sort of isolating this movement of the spine through our upper thoracic area. We don't need to be coming up into a full sit-up. We're just noticing how we can move through the vertebra of the spine. We'll do a couple more here. And again, this movement could even be just your head lifting up off the mat. That's still part of the spine. You don't have to go the full way. Just noticing how this feels. We'll finish up our last one. And relax. Let's reach the arms up high above you. Let's reach the legs out long and just give your wrists and your ankles a little movement here. Just becoming as long and as tall as you can through your beautiful body. And then we're going to be pressing ourselves up into a seat. So whatever way feels most comfortable for you, you might bend your knees, feet flat on the mat, roll ourselves back into that fetal position again, and then using our arms to press us into a seat. Now, once you have arrived here, if you feel more comfortable sitting on your bolster, please feel free to bring that prop in. Otherwise, just legs in whatever position is most comfortable for you. We'll allow the hands to just rest down on the knees. And then we'll take a little seated cat-cow movement. So we're going to tuck the chin in towards the chest. And then we're going to lean back slightly, allowing the shoulders to round forwards. On our next inhale, we're going to pull forwards off our knees, lifting our chin and lengthening our spine forwards. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding back. Inhale, coming forwards and lengthen. Exhale, rounding back. Just find your own rhythm here, moving in your own time. No rush. Lovely. And then we're going to add on to this movement. So from our tucked position with our chin to our chest, we're going to lean over towards our right thigh a little bit more and then pull ourselves forwards and through, coming over to the other leg and then rounding back. So we're kind of creating a bit of a circle here, but still tuning into that sense of our cat and cow movement. So our chin to chest rounding, our lengthening and lifting through the chin. Take a few circles in this direction. Remembering to find those nice, long, comfortable breaths here. And then we'll reverse that direction around. Again, chin to chest, lengthening. Moving in a way that feels good for you. It's all about doing what feels good, finding that for your body. When you're ready, we'll come back to stillness, lengthen up through the spine. Bring our hands down by our sides on our inhale, reaching our arms out and up high in the sky. Let's just gently bring our hands down to heart center. So actively pushing your palms together, you should feel a little bit of fire start to happen in your pecs. And by fire, I mean activation. So you just kind of feel a bit of sensation happening here. Continuing to find a nice tall spine, we're going to twist through our spine very gently towards one side. Now you might be feeling a little bit of stiffness or a little bit of resistance here. It's okay. We're going to come back to center and we're going to take it to the other side. So just noticing where we're starting here. Bring ourselves back to center. We're going to twist again, noticing how far we can get with that active movement with our muscles doing all the work. And then we're going to release our arms, bringing one hand to the knee, one hand behind you, and now allowing yourself to twist a little bit more. So I really like this movement. It's like wringing out the spine. So we're creating different points of compression and different points of lengthening. And then we'll draw ourselves back to center, hands at heart again here. And then twisting at the opposite side again. Notice how far you get with that active twist. And then release the hands, one hand to the knee, one hand behind you. And now allowing your arms to help you out here. Beautiful. Drawing ourselves back to center. Let's release both hands down by our side. Again, inhale, reaching the arms up high in the sky, touch the palms together. And then we're going to come into our cactus arm again here. So we're going to draw the elbows down towards the ribs, pressing our hands as far back as we can, and then gently lifting the chin, opening up through the front of the body here. On the exhale, reach the arms back up high in the sky. On the inhale, coming into cactus, lifting the chin, pulling the elbows and the hands back, finding that squeeze and activation through the upper body. Exhaling, reaching up one more time, going in your own timing here. No need to rush, just be with it. Reaching the arms up. We'll circle the wrists as we bring our hands down by our sides. Beautiful. Yes. We're going to bring our hands onto our upper traps here and just give them a little bit of a squeeze. So I like to do my thumbs in the forward section and my fingers in the back section of my traps, just giving them a little squeeze and release. It might feel more comfortable for you to cross your arms. And then relaxing your hands down again. This next movement, we're going to be stretching through the muscles of the neck and the upper shoulders. Really important that you do what feels comfortable for you here. If you start to feel any dizziness, just bring it back to some gentle shoulder rolls. So you've always got this option to come back to if you're feeling anything that you're unsure of. So gently from this position, we're going to rotate our head towards the right, about 45 degrees. Then we're going to draw our chin down towards our chest, but it's more like we're coming towards the armpit here. This may be enough of a stretch for you. If you'd like more, your right hand may come on top of your head and it may gently draw your head a little bit more forwards. With our other hand, our left hand, we're going to gently take some movement here in whatever way feels best for you. So you might be circling the arm, you might be reaching the fingers up and then down. You might be bringing the arm forwards and in front of you. Now, all the different muscles that we're stretching here, they all move and connect in slightly different lines and planes. So what this basically means is your arm could be doing any movement and you'll be biasing slightly different muscle fibers. So maybe just close your eyes and just notice the sensations that you're feeling. If it gets too much, again, come back out. You might not want the hand on top of the head. You might just be moving the arm and that's enough. Remembering to find some nice comfortable breaths here. We're not holding the breath, we're allowing it to flow. Lovely. And then nice and gently, both of our hands are going to come onto our legs. Keep the head where it is. And then roll your chin towards your chest. We're going to shrug our shoulders up towards our ears as we lift the head up and roll the shoulders down and back. Beautiful. Let's move through the arms once more, reaching arms out and up high in the sky, drawing hands down to heart center and release. We'll come to the other side, gently rotating your head about 45 degrees over to the left, drawing the chin down towards the chest, more over towards the armpit here. Maybe we take the left hand, placing it on top of the head, and then gently exploring some movement through the right arm. We can close the eyes into some gentle breathing here. And remembering it's all about the feeling, that felt sense, not about what it looks like. You don't need to have your hand on top of the head if that's too much. And if you find a really nice spot, you might just hold the arm in that position. Check in with that we're not squeezing our belly in towards us. We're just allowing the belly to be nice and relaxed, the breath to be nice and relaxed. Lovely. And then gently relaxing both arms down onto your legs. We draw the chin to chest, inhaling, drawing shoulders up towards ears as we lift the head. Relax the shoulders down by your side. Beautiful. Or inhale, arms coming out and up high in the sky again, drawing the hands down to heart center. And releasing the arms. Lovely. Make sure you still feel comfortable through your legs. If you do need to adjust them, they can go out in front of you, wherever's most comfortable. We're going to take our right fingertips down onto the mat and our left arm's going to reach up high in the sky. Nice and slowly, we're going to flex over towards the side. Just finding your edge, your end point. You might be able to come down onto the elbow if that feels comfortable, or staying up on the hand. Option to stay here, otherwise we're going to reach and lengthen that left arm up towards the sky, and then we're going to thread it through this little hole that we've created here between your hand and your thigh, and then reaching back. Your neck might be following your hand, so we're looking with our eyes, rotating through the neck as well as we take this movement. Reaching the arm back up high in the sky, we'll come back into that side body stretch. And then pressing through that bottom arm, inhale, lift yourself up high in the sky. Exhale, come into cactus, lift the chin. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, gently take it over to the other side. Again, you might stay up on the hand, you might come down onto the elbow. And then lengthening up through that top arm, if that's where you'd like to head, and then threading that arm through the hole here. Beautiful. Coming back into that side body stretch here. Pressing through that bottom arm. We inhale, bring ourselves. Exhale into cactus. Inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Beautiful. Let's give the hands and the arms a little bit of a shake here. So roll through the shoulders. And then gently we'll take the head for a roll as well. So this time tucking the chin in towards the chest, taking the circle really nice and slowly, feeling into any of those areas that are feeling a little bit more tension. Let's go 3 rolls in one direction and then we'll change to the other direction. Allowing the shoulders to remain soft the whole time, isolating this beautiful movement through the neck. Then let's reverse, taking it in the opposite direction. A nice soft, relaxed jaw, shoulders soft. Beautiful. Allowing the chin to come back to the chest once you've done those 3 in both directions. Then rolling shoulders up towards the ears as we bring ourselves up. We're going to head into an all fours position here. If you do need more support underneath your knees, please feel free. Taking our knees roughly underneath our hips, our wrists roughly underneath our shoulders, but any variation is so, so welcome here. Let's gently allow the belly to drop and the head to lift into our cow pose. And then again, pressing up into our cat pose, chin to chest. Now, as we're finding this flow, I want you to tune into that movement through your scapula, your arms that we were doing on our backs. So that same sense of drawing the shoulder blades back and together, really finding that active squeeze as you come into your cow pose where your belly drops. And then on the exhale, I really want you to press through your arm bones, drawing your shoulders as far forwards as you can, really driving down into the mat. And finding your movement just like that, nice and connected. But again, wherever we focus our attention is where we're going to be able to get the most activation, the most movement. So really tuning into your upper back here, your shoulders. Lovely. When you're ready, we'll come into a neutral position again. So our spine is nice and long. We're going to press down through our left arm a little bit more. Our right arm is going to reach up towards the sky. Now really think about opening up through your chest here. And then we're going to thread our right arm through the hole between our arm and our leg. And we're going to allow ourselves to gently lengthen down onto our shoulder here, back of the arm. Now this position might be enough for you. You can use your left hand to gently press and lift your chest up a little bit more if that feels more comfortable. Or we could lift the left arm up high in the sky completely, and we can gently bring it onto our lower back or reaching around towards our right hip. So it's up to you here. And then with our bottom arm, we're going to gently rotate it so that the palm is pressing down. Notice how that sensation feels in your body. If that feels more comfortable, stay here. And then we'll turn it palm facing up again and notice how that feels in your body. So choose which way feels better for you. You might be able to crawl your hand a little bit further forwards, getting a bit more of a stretch here. Gently unthreading ourselves, pressing our left hand back down into the mat, reaching the right arm up high in the sky again, and then bringing it back down onto the mat. Option here to come through cat-cow again, or you can press into your toes, lift up into down dog, and pedal out through the feet. So again, options are always good. We all have different bodies. We need to honor how we've arrived on our mat today and what needs the most focus. Wherever you are, we'll bring ourselves back into our neutral spine on our hands and our knees. And we'll reverse, taking it to the other side, taking the left arm up high in the sky, and then gently threading it through. Finding the position that is best for your body, pressing into your right hand, or maybe lifting the right arm up. With the bottom arm, we're gently going to bring the palm facing down. See if that feels better. More of a stretch. Turn the palm face up, and then you choose where you'd prefer to be. Pressing the right hand back down into the mat. Let's unthread, reaching the left arm back up high in the sky. Popping both hands down on the mat, and again, maybe taking your cat-cow or coming into downward facing dog, you choose. Lovely. Allowing the knees to melt back down onto the mat here. We're going to bring ourselves into puppy pose. Now, if this pose doesn't feel the best in your body, you can always come back into child's pose. So from here, we're going to walk the hands out in front of us so that they're further than your shoulders. And then we're going to gently melt our hearts down towards the mat. You might pop your chin on the ground, or you might pop your forehead on the ground, whatever feels best for you. Really getting this stretch into that upper body. Pressing into your hands will lift the chest back up, bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, and then bringing ourselves onto our sit bones. We're going to use our prop again here for fish pose, but you might need a few different props depending on how your neck feels. So to set ourselves up in fish, we're going to bring the bolster in the different direction to how we started practice. And you may want an additional pillow above you to support your neck depending on how you're feeling today. So coming onto our mat lengthways, we'll start with our knees bent, and the bolster is going to be coming in between the shoulders here. So just gently allowing yourself to come onto the bolster, finding that position that feels comfortable just in between where your shoulder blades sit. Our hands will gently come behind our neck just to support us, and then we're going to extend ourselves over the bolster. So this may be where you find you want a cushion or a yoga block behind your head. You might keep your hands here to support your head as well if that's more comfortable. So just taking a few moments here to adjust into where your body fits into this pose, or where this pose fits your body, I should say. It should always be that way around. Your body is the most important part. Now with the arms, they might extend out wide, they might come onto your body, they might rest on the bolster. They might stay behind your head. And then if this is still feeling quite comfortable, you want a little bit more, same thing, we'll extend the legs out long. So it's up to you. So we're coming into a nice amount of thoracic extension here. So often through our days, we end up rounding through the shoulders and the arms slump forwards and the head comes forward. So this is allowing ourselves a little bit of time to do the exact opposite of that. Opening up through the chest, through the thoracic cage, through the shoulders. But if at any point this feels too much, you can always come out and come back into that pose we started with, where the bolster was along the spine. So please never do anything that feels too uncomfortable. If you're unsure, come into that other variation. And then slowly we'll draw ourselves out of this posture, starting with bending the knees here, feet flat on the mat. A couple of ways you can come out. You might just roll over onto your side and then press through your hands to bring yourself up. Or you may curl through the spine like you're doing a little crunch and then press off the bolster to bring yourself up. And then we're coming towards the end of our practice now. So we're going to get ourselves set up for Shavasana. You might want to use your bolster here underneath the knees or along the spine again. Engaging through your center here, your core, arms can extend in front of you as we slowly, vertebra by vertebra, lower ourselves down onto the mat, allowing the arms to relax, the legs to relax here. And just noticing how now it feels to have your spine flat on the earth after having all of these beautiful props pressing up through the spine, giving us a little bit more feedback. How does it feel now to relax through your shoulders and feel that contact with the mat? Does it feel a little bit more open, a little bit more mobile? As you breathe, can you feel what's happening in your ribs? Gently allowing the eyes to close if they're not yet there. And we'll take 3 big sighs out through the mouth whenever you're ready, drawing an inhale through the nose. On the exhale, part your lips and take a little sigh, as loud or as soft as you like. 2 more just like that, breathing in, sighing it out. 1 more big breath in, sighing it out. Allowing your breath to return to a nice, comfortable, easy pace. And staying connected to the sensations underneath your upper back, tuning into all those little nuanced sensations. It's allowing the body to be calm and still here for a few more moments. Maybe even noticing if you can feel the sense of your heart beating in your body. Maybe noticing if certain areas of your body feel a little warmer or a little cooler. Just taking this time to be mindful, connected into the sensations of the body. And in the stillness, finding this greater connection to our sense of self. Gently tune into 3 more sighs out through the mouth whenever you feel ready. Drawing the inhale through the nose, and a gentle sigh out through the mouth. Continuing that, allowing each exhale to create a little bit more softness in the body. Finishing off your last one, becoming completely relaxed. Allow your breath to return to normal. with this same sense of ease, relaxed movement. Let's gently wriggle through our fingers and our toes, just resisting any urges to move fast. Allow yourself to move calm and slowly. If you'd like, I'll invite you to gently make your way up into a seat to close our practice together today. And you can get there in any way that you like, but as always, I'll recommend rolling onto one side before you come up into a seat. So you don't need to move in any particular way or particular timing here. You might not want to come into a seat. That is perfectly okay. But if you do, you might come for a few more shoulder rolls here or a few more neck rolls or gentle movements. It's allowing ourselves another little check-in with how the body is feeling. And coming into some stillness here with a nice long, tall spine. And we'll close our practice together on the mat today. On our next big, juicy inhale, we'll reach the arms out and up high in the sky. Drawing our hands down to heart center and just pausing with the hands at heart for some gratitude for yourself for showing up today, for doing the work, for taking a little bit of time for yourself, for connection, for movement, for your health, your mental, physical, emotional health here. The love and the light within me honors and shines, and the love and the light in each and every one of you. Namaste, my loves. Thank you so much for joining me for this movement practice today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.